Okay. In this lecture, right, we will cover the upgrade part. So we will, first of all, we should know what are the pre-checks we need to take care, right? So I have write these two F5s, F51, right? And the other one is the F52, right? So say example, this is the active one and this is your standby, right? So how we can upgrade, right? And what prerequisites we require, right? So first of all, we need few things, right? So let me open it. Okay. So F5 upgrade, right? So first one, right? We need to, or we can say, reactivate the license, right? The second, or right, let me start from here. So always start with your backup. Always take the UCS backup and also take QK view before doing anything, right? Then you need to download the image from F5 OEM website, right? Third one, upload upload the software, or we can say ISO file to the box. Here we have two options, right? We can transfer the iOS with WinSCP, or we can upload via GUI. I will show you, right? The fourth one, always start with standby device. But before that, right, take all pre-checks, right? What is the pool members status, or we can say pool status and virtual status, right? So that you can, right, means how many virtuals are up and how many virtuals are down before the upgrade, right? So always start with the standby, right? And I will show you, right, means how we can upload and all, but these are the some steps, right? And once image will be uploaded, you can reboot the box with new image, or we can say new OS, right? Once your box will be rebooted. Verify the all config, right? Then do the failover and make your standby device as active, right? Then go to the next device and do the upgrade. And before that, right, once you do the failover and all, ask to app team to validate app, right, app behavior and all. And then you can do the other box start, right? Then you can start. Then last, right, perform config sync, right? Once you have the both devices on same version, you can do the config sync, right? So let me show you. First, we will take the first step, right? So first of all, right, means how you can download the image, right? So first of all, right, you need to log in into the MyF5 website, right? With your account and all. Then you will go to the resources. You will click on the download, right? So first login. Second, you will click on the resources. Third, you will click on your download section. After that, right, you need to check this mark and you are under the downloads, right? So if I click here, I accept, right, and I say next, it's asking now the group, right? I can say big IP, right? Now it's asking for what version you want to download. So I can say big IP 17 virtual edition, right? Now it's asking for version, right? So I am going to download 17.1.3. Anyone, right, you can download, but these are the latest version. But I always use, right, n minus one or two, so that we know that okay, this is the good version, version. There is no issue and all, right? So I selected this one, right? So we selected as a big IP here, right? Then we have selected the product 17.x, right? Here we have selected 17.1.3 version, right? And if you now see, right, so you can scroll down and you will see 17.1.3.1, right? And after that, you can click on this file name, right? So again, right, let me tell you, first of all, you will click here, right? This 17.1.3, this one, right? You see, release and hotfix. And after that, you can go down, you can select this one, right? You need to make sure that you are downloading the ISO file. And here it's saying, and the description used for upgrade does not include the AUD, right? And you can see the size. Size may be changed, right, as per the version and all. And once you select this option, it will be ask, right, okay, what is the nearest location to you? So I'm using Singapore, and I will click on the download. Once you will click the download, your download will be start. So right now I'm not downloading it because I have already have, but these are the process, right? Okay, so once you download, you can go to the GUI, right? And I can say, let me log in with my username. Right? I will say login. Okay. Now I will go to the system, and we have software management. Here you have the import button, right? This one. You need to click on this import button, and you can give the path, right? So I have the right image on my downloads. So I can choose file, right? I can give the path. So I have provided the path, and I will click on the import button. So now you will see that file started to upload, right? But if you want to do with the GUI, right? Sorry, with the WinSAP. So what I can do, I can just open WinSAP. It's opening. So it will ask, right, your host name. So I'm giving my IP. It should be 44 if I'm not wrong. 44. I can say root because here I will use root, right? And password F5 LTM at the rate 202426. Sorry. Let's log in. Say yes. It's my banner, right? Say continue. It's it's establishing the connection. So you will see authenticated starting this session now. It's maybe slow, right? Because I'm also doing with I'm uploading the other rights with the GUI. Okay, so connection is established now, and I can go root. I can go to shared, and we have the one folder here, images, right? So we need to transfer the image here, right? Let me transfer the image here. So I have this file here. Let me transfer it to this side. So now you see the file, right, started from my downloads, right? It's started from the downloads to shared images, right? And let's go to the other GUI. So here we have the 8%, and here I can log in. The username is admin, F5 LTM 2026. So we need to go to the system. We can go to the software images, right? File is in transfer process. Now it's 3% completed. It's the active box, right, which have the IP 192.168.29.43. It's 10% completed. And it's right, we are doing with the WinSCP, right? So it's right transferring. So 3% kind of completed, right? So I'm pausing right this video because it will take time. So let me pause the recording till the time, and I will be back, right, once it will be uploaded. So the file, right, we transfer with the WinSCP, it's completed. Let me log in into the box. Admin F5 LTM at 2026. So we need to go to the system. I think we already redirected to here, right? So now if you see the current, right, volume is installed with HD1 and we are HD 1.1, right? 1.1. So hard disk 1 and the partition 1. So for example, right, why it's 1.1? For example, we have, right, our laptop, right, with 500 GB HDD, or we can say 512 GB SSD, right? So what we can do, right, we can create the partition, right, C, D, E, F as per our convenience, right? But in this case, right, on the F5, it will create, right, kind of 1.1, 1.1, 1.2, 1.3, right? So we have the hard disk one. So we are creating the partition. So here we will create 1, 2, 3, not C, D, E, right? So now I see that, okay, we have the software or F5. So I will click here and I will click on installed button, right? So once I will click on the installed button, right, it's saying, right, what is the hard disk? So I have only a HD1. If you have multiple HD, right, it will show you. So I will click on this one, HD1, and here I will say 2, right? So once I will click on installed button, it will be create the partition as 1.2, right? Because I already have HD1, right? Right. So what I did, I said 2. So now the current OS we have with the HD 1.1 here, if you see the blue one, right? And in the 1.2, the second one, we are installing 7.1.3 image, right? On the HD1, which version we have? 16.1.2, right? So here you will see all the details. And right now it's booted with the default boot and this partition is active, right? And these are the not active and no default version, right? So till the time it's right now, it's what it's doing, it's installing now, right? So if you see here, we have the right process going on, and we are trying to install Vega IP 17.1.3 image now, right? And let's check the other one. Okay, it's saying 38%. So let's wait, right? It's installing. So I'm just pausing this. Let me pause this video for few minutes till the time it's complete, right? We'll be back and try to start from here again.